We're back, and Mark Millar just called us and said we're doing good job.
All right.
Except we need to fire that British guy. He doesn't like him anymore.
Oh,
I, we're gonna have to break that news to him.
all right. Okay, so the next story is that apparently there is a 25-year-long production on a graphic novel called Teen Titans Games. Apparently, this is a 120-page graphic novel that was started in the 1980s when George Perez and Marv Wolfman were still on Teen Titans,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still not done. And now it's
Because
going to be
he's
delayed even. Okay, here's what bothers me, is that it's delayed even more because of his medical, because like I guess Perez got like a medical procedure,
yeah.
and he goes, I'm afraid that the confluence of events, including my worsening eyesight, which prompted the ongoing surgical procedures that I've already covered, and the bad timing of committing to legacies before I knew that game's deadline had been compromised. It's 25 years late! That would be my first priority. Would be like, man, I should get that Teen Titans book out.
What? They need me to draw Avengers? Okay.
Yeah, I am personally not a fan of Perez. I know everybody and their mom likes Perez's art. I, they're like, he can draw every single character, it's them. And I'm like,
Yes,
yeah,
but
but
it
every
takes
single
forever to
character.
do that.
Well, not just that, but they look kind of bland to me. Like it's not like he does this amazing feat where they are all like you could just take that picture and pin it up. Like I don't know, they look bland. I don't know. Perez, he's just not my thing. I'm not saying he's a bad artist. He's just not my thing. I do like Marv Wolfman, but I've never read anything from their Teen Titans run. It's not easily accessible in trade.
Neither have I. And also, I just want to point this out because hasn't been able to keep a deadline in a long time either, regardless.
He used to be able to keep a deadline. What happened to that?
I'm guessing the health problems and the site. I
No, 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 because I don't know if it's that. Because he hasn't been able to keep a deadline for a while. I mean, I don't know anything about his health problems. I would assume that they haven't been going for that long.
The last thing he drew that I actually I read was the Legion of Three Worlds, and that the end of that happened like a few months after Final Crisis ended.
Right, right, and I could imagine that might be because of the health problems. But I know he turned
That and it's because Jeff Johns told him to draw. Now, Eric, I want to preface to you. Would you draw every member of the Legion 3 times in the same page? He had to do that.
really.
Yes. He had to draw 3 different versions of everyone in the
Are you
Legion.
sure that book is already out? Because I think he might still be working on it.
He's working on the 6th issue. There's a
They
hardcover
would have
out.
to trade out that final issue because that's never going to get done.
No, they already put it out. Apparently,
Jeff
Johns.
Johns basically just said, draw...
Jeff Johns left him an epilogue to screw with him.
No, Jeff Johns basically just said, draw infinity. And...
Draw every comic book character in existence in any company ever. Just do this for me, George.
George Perez has said that he wants to die on his like easel, like that's how he wants to be found, like with an unfinished page. That's gonna be the page that's just sitting there that he's been working on for.
You know, it'd be really funny if it's just like something really simple, like a hand, like giving the thumbs up or something funny.
That would be horrible.
Aw.
George Perez final image, thumbs up. All right, so the next story is that Giant Man returns. So apparently in issue 7 of Avengers Academy, Giant Man's going to show up. We know nothing else. We don't know if it's Hank Pym. We don't know if it's...
I'm not reading it.
Buster.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not either, so it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to me either, but this is one of those things where they show you preview images, and I'm dumb enough to say, it's news!
Well, it's kind of interesting that we're getting Giant Man back, but...
It's because of Avengers. I don't know, I'm kidding.
I'm hoping it's Hank Pym, just so he stops calling himself Wasp, because that's kind of creepy.
He's the Monarch. He's not Wasp.
Alright, so the next story is that Sandman, the 9-volume... I was going to say the issue number, but I can't remember how many issues it was. I think it was like 58. I might be wrong.
I want to say it's like 70 something.
I don't think so. I think it might be if you add in like one shots and standalones like.
I'm gonna look it up while you talk. Hold on.
All right. So, anyways, Sandman is going to be turned into a TV series. Now, this is awesome because I've always said like they've been trying to make a Sandman movie for years, and I'm like,
yeah, I think
Sandman...
we mentioned it like really early on when we were doing this, and you were like, I don't want to see a movie. I want to see a show.
Yeah, Sandman's not a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe the first volume and maybe the second volume I could see being made into movies, but the series as a whole, that's not a movie. That's a TV series, and I'm glad that they're making it. Apparently, it's going to air on the CW, which has some cause for fear.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. In this article, they talked about how for the longest time, since the '90s, it's been people have been trying to get made as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to note that if anyone has ever listened to Kevin Smith's not Smodcast, the Evening with Kevin Smith, where he talks about John Peters and how he made him put a giant robot spider in the Superman.
Wasn't it just a regular giant spider?
Yeah. It was giant spider.
Like we're questioning it.
No. You're right. It was giant spider in Wild Wild West. It
was a robot spider.
Apparently, Neil Gaiman has said that John Peters also asked for there to be a giant spider in the Sandman.
What is with him?
I don't know. He really wants a giant spider, and he got it. So hopefully he stopped asking for a giant spider.
I want another giant spider. No. Please? No. How about a giant grasshopper?
Thanagarian snare beast? Because that's the giant spider.
I know. They were going to call it that. How about a giant prey mantis?
The final article of the day is a bit of a weird article because I've never read this series called Lock and Key, which I believe is the series written by Stephen King's son.
Yeah.
Okay. It's being turned into a Fox TV series. I almost said Fox.
There's the red light there. You said Fox.
I almost said Fox Kids.
Fox Kids.
This story about Cthulhu and death and violence is going to be aired on Fox Kids.
With Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna have a crossover episode.
The new Power Rangers got a cast. It's awesome.
I know.
That should have been on here. That should have been news. They're superheroes.
I actually was considering that.
Well, it's kind of pointless when it doesn't even have a name. We can cover it when it gets a name. Which calling now Samurai Force.
Well, the writer said this wasn't the official one, but right now he's calling it Power Rangers Samurai until they get a name.
Okay. Yeah. My friends and I have this running joke that we add Force on the end of every single Power Rangers, so it's in Space Force, Time Force,
Time Force,
Lightspeed Rescue Force, Zeo Force.
Jungle
all Power Rangers here to end in Force. So even if they only call it Power Rangers Samurai,
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Power Rangers Speed Force.
When was it ever called Speed? Turbo
I'm kidding.
Turbo Force.
We made that. Captain Logan made that when he was on here once.
So anyways, this is getting adapted into a TV series, which sounds kind of interesting. I've always been interested in picking up Lock and Key. I just don't have the money. But it's always seemed like an interesting story to me. Have you read it?
No, I'm not. I don't read a lot of stuff that's not superheroes.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I do, but like not as much as I read superheroes. But
I read less than you.
It definitely sounds interesting. It's definitely something I'd like to read. But it's getting made by Fox. So that means if this is really good, we're going to get about a season of it, maybe two. We'll see. No, we might even get half a season. Because it depends on how good it is. Because if it's okay, it'll get 2 seasons. If it's really good, it will only get 1 or half a season. So we'll see how this plays out.
They're gonna take notes from Family Guy, and they'll last forever.
They've decided to just start it in the Friday night death slot.
That's what Smallville's in right now.
Yeah, but that's fair because Smallville. Well, first of all,
it's been like that for 3 years.
Well, they moved Smallville there, and then it was like higher ratings. because 12-year-old girls and boys watch it.
I
They're
disagree
not.
with you, but the freshmen at my high school watch it.
See, I'm telling you, and they're your audience right there because they don't go out on Fridays.
I looked at them all and said, "You fools!"
But it's fine because it's the last season. Although apparently they're looking for another DC property. Maybe that's what Sandman's going to be. Maybe that's going to be the replacement for Smallville.
Yes, and it's going to take 10 seasons for him to become Morpheus. No, I'm kidding. That joke.
Morpheus, the early years.
It's him in high school.
It's just him wandering around the dreaming.
Nothing
learning.
happens in any episode. It's just wandering. I want to see that get made instead. That'd be funnier.
All right, so that wraps up the news for this week.
Yes, and because we didn't get to it because we're too busy with our hilarious party last week. Did you find Eric, Amy? I mean, Amy. I can't talk.
Is there somebody else here named Amy that was looking for me?
Yeah, many people ask if I purposely screw up my speeches. I don't. That's all natural.
You should have told you did.
Actually, there was a few weeks ago where I kept messing up on purpose, but there were times where I did it on accident. So yeah. But anyway, answer the question. Did you find it? Did you find Amy, Eric?
I guess not.
You guess not. I laughed when I saw your entire channel was full of comments asking.
I'm still getting comments with people asking.
I know.
got one
I'm happy.
yesterday.
I'm happy about that. That's more successful than the bear fight joke, which apparently people want to rematch.
I got someone, like, I want to say like a month ago that sent me a message and was like, so are you ever going to put up the bear fight?
Someone asked me, how did I think of that? I was bored.
Well, it's a Colbert joke, I mean.
Yeah, I kind of had that, but I was like, it'd be funny if I came up with a really ridiculous reason why he isn't here. And I just like, bear fight. Instantly.
And then it just got bigger and bigger from there.
And now every time I'm not here, which people are demanding that I skip one so Captain Logan can come back.
So it's just me and Captain Logan?
Yeah, or someone else. For some reason, they don't want me here. They don't like me anymore. I should take a day. I should take a week off someday. Wait, I did. Well, no, I didn't. Everyone watched that great party. It was hilarious.
Goodbye, everybody.